Good evening and welcome to the Irish Art Show, brought to you from the Scientology Community Centre here in Dublin.
And Stephen, you're going to be in your element with this music here this evening. Fantastic.
That's right, folks. Tonight we welcome to the stage Caoimhe Hogarty and Mark Lysaght, a dynamic duo with a musical bond that spans 6 years. Their versatility is unmatched as they effortlessly cover folk, traditional, soul, blues, rock and pop styles. With extensive individual experience, captivating audiences of all ages. Caoimhe, a native of Tallaght here in Dublin, is a seasoned professional musician with a rich background in traditional music. And Mark's musical journey started with self-taught guitar skills and expanded with various genres, including rock, pop, folk and jazz. His multi-instrumental talents add depth to their performances. Get ready for a truly memorable musical experience. Folks, please welcome Caoimhe Hogarty and Mark Lysaght.
Thanks very much for listening. There was a bit of Motown there for you. We're going to move back over now to Dublin. This is a song by a band called Bagatelle, and it's called Summer in Dublin. And hopefully we have a nice summer this year. We had a lovely summer last year, and we actually played in Tato Park at the very height of the summer, one of the heat waves. We're born to a crisp, aren't we, Mark? That's my attempt at it. Take me away from the city and lead me to where I can be on my own. I wanted to see you, and now that I have, still remember your name. But I've seen you twisting and changing, and I know that things just won't be the same. I remembered that summer in Dublin, and the Liffey as it stank like hell, and the young people walking on Grafton Street, and everyone looking so well. I was singing a song I heard somewhere called Rock and Roll Never Forgets, when my humming was smothered by a 46A and the scream of a low-flying jet. So I jumped on a bus to Dunleary, stopping off to pick up my guitar, when a drunk on the bus told me how to get rich. I was glad we weren't going too far. To find a place I can hear the wind and the birds and the sea on the rocks, and where open roads always are near. And if sometimes I tire of the quiet and I want to walk back up that hill, I just get out the road and I'll stick out my thumb, 'cause I know for sure you'll be there still. Song now. It's called Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. It's a song about emigration. Like in Ireland we have lots of songs about emigration and hunger and murder, all sorts of songs. But this one is called Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore.
First of May, we were boarded by
other side in 23 days. We were taken as passengers by a man and led round in 6 different ways. We each of us raised our parting glass in case we might never meet more, and we drank our health to old Ireland, Paddy's green shamrock shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise the Derry town. And twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. Oh, if fortunate ever should favour me, a right to have money in store, I'll go back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's green shamrock shore. Now, I'm just going to get a sip of water before I sing my next song. This next song is a song mostly everybody knows in Ireland. And it's a song about, it's a true story. And it's a song about a man called Joseph Mary Plunkett, who was sentenced to be executed by gunfire in Caoimhe jail for his partaking in the 1916 rising in Dublin at the GPO. And a few hours before he was executed, he was allowed to marry his sweetheart, Grace Gifford. And Grace was brought into the prison, and they were married in the little chapel there in the prison. And then after that, they had 15 minutes supervised together, and they just held each other for those 15 minutes. And then she was sent home, or she went to her sister's house, actually around the corner. And she came back to the prison, and she stood behind the wall where Joseph was being executed, and just to be with him. And this, actually, she donated her wedding ring to the museum in Caoimhe jail. If you ever go visit there, you'll see the little ring. So this song is called Grace. As we gather in the chapel here in old Caoimhe jail, I think about these past few weeks. Oh, will they say we failed from our school days? They have told us we must yearn for liberty, yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I have for these brave men, the love for this dear land. But when Patrick called me to his side down at the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn as I walk out, my thoughts will be of you, and I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I loved so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye.
Now, to lighten the mood a bit, I'm going to risk a song that I've been singing for a long, long time, and originally recorded by a great singer-songwriter called Joe Jackson, who had a great start to his career in the early 80s. And when I was in one of my first bands, we learned this song and thought ourselves to be as cool as anything. But the sentiments are still the same all those years later.
You're still as cool. You're still cool. Mark.
She's very kind. Now, okay. Pretty women out walking with gorillas on my street. Well, from my window, staring while my coffee goes cold. Look over there, there goes a lady I used to know. She's married now or engaged to something, so I'm told. Is she really going out again? Is she really gonna take it home tonight? Is she really going out again? My eyes don't deceive me, something's going wrong around here. Around here. Tonight's the night I go to all the parties on my street. I wash my hair and I fool myself, I look real blue. Look over there, there goes Jeannie with her new boyfriend. They say that looks don't count for much, and so that goes your proof. Is she really going out again? Is she really gonna take it home tonight? Is she really going out again? My eyes don't deceive me, something's going wrong around here. But if looks could kill, there's a man there who's marked down as dead. 'Cause I've had my fill. Listen here, take your hands off her head. 'Cause I get so mean round the sea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something's gone wrong around here. Something's gone wrong around here. Something's gone wrong around here.
I hope not.
We actually did that song a long time ago on the Nighthawks program on RTE in I think the early 90s. So it served me well.
Well, we'll finish up with these. Well, we say this one. It's a medley. Well, it's two songs melded together, so yeah, it's a medley. And one is by the Kinks. Thank you for the days. And we let you guess the next one. You know it. Yeah. 1, 2. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light that shines on you, believe me. And though you're gone, you're with me every single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's all right, now I'm not frightened of this world, believe me. I wish today could be tomorrow. The night is long, it just brings sorrow, let it wait. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. Thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's all right, now I'm not frightened of this world, believe me. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. Thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light that shines on you, believe me. And though you're gone, you're with me every single day, believe me. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be morning low bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely lovely day, 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 lovely day.
I'm really enjoying this music. Absolutely fantastic.
It's brilliant, and I'm delighted to have Caoimhe. I don't know Mark yet, and looking forward to getting to meet him, but I'm delighted to have Caoimhe on the stage, definitely. And the two of them sound together as a duo are absolutely fantastic, yeah.
They'll have lots to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
You're very welcome.
Thanks very much.
Very welcome to the Irish Art Show.
It's great to be here.
Are you enjoying your experience here?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great to sing in a place like this, properly set up and everything. You know,
Yeah,
proper
beautiful
sound.
auditorium.
We didn't have to bring our own gear or anything. It's great.
Caoimhe, I don't think I've ever actually, like, I've talked to you on the phone over the years and all that. I don't think I've ever properly met you before either. We're supposed to be gigging the same places sometimes and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, we gig in the same places and we went to the same college.
That's right, yeah.
I was there a good while before you, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's right. I was calling you researching songs and Caoimhe, can you help me out with this?
I was still in and out eating in the canteen and everything. They didn't get rid of me.
Really, yeah.
No. But yeah, so we kind of move in the same circles, but we keep missing each other.
That's right, yeah.
Not today, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, not today now.
And Mark, what about yourself? Nice to meet you, by the way, yeah.
Nice to
You're
meet
very
you.
welcome.
Nice to meet you,
Just hold the microphone for you, yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
How did you end up together then 6 years ago?
Well, I think we both share an interest in traditional Irish music, and we used to go to a session, I think it was in Lucan, and at times when Caoimhe would be asked to sing a song, she might want to stray a bit outside the traditional, and I think maybe she noticed that something like Roxanne by the Police or something, that I was able to mesh in with that, and then we realised that we liked a lot of the same type of music,
Yeah.
and it kind of developed so that when we got asked to do, well, more like Caoimhe got asked to sing at functions and things like that, she'd asked me to accompany her. And we gradually built a huge set list, most of which we cast aside again, and we kind of focused in on a very diverse set of various songs that seem to appeal to a general audience, you know, so it's worked out really well.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Enjoy
It's sounding
working
great as well, like.
Yeah.
And I know you use sound voice, or what's that you use sound healing, using your voice.
Oh yeah, I studied sound
Yeah.
healing using voice, so I'm a
How does that work?
practitioner. But I don't do it all the time now. I just kind of do it on people that ask. I don't have a practice, but it basically it's sound therapy. But the way I do it is I have somebody on a therapy bed and I'm holding them and singing to them. So it's kind of a strange one. It was, but tuning into it's an energy healing kind of modality.
Do you have specific
you know?
songs that
I
you
was
sing?
just going
or,
to say,
like-
yeah.
No, it's not really specific songs. It's like mantras, the Bija mantras and Sanskrit, and then free sounding, tuning into the person and singing any types of sounds, and then using tuning forks and things
Give us an
like
example.
that. So, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. So just so you know, I'm not just making it up on the spot.
You don't sound like you are.
So yeah, it's kind of a therapy, you know. It's an energy healing therapy. So I do energy healing as well, and I kind of incorporate the two by just holding somebody and facilitating what they're going through, just facilitating them. And yeah, I don't heal anybody.
Is it mental healing, or like what kind of healing is it? Like,
I suppose that, like, somebody wouldn't be coming in with a broken leg or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But no, it's mainly like people that mainly just might have a bit of stress in their lives, and it's kind of like any kind of therapy. The therapy really starts when the person decides they're going to go to therapy to do something. So it starts for them, the healing journey. So they come to me, and I have the setup, and I have candles lighting, and so it's kind of like, and they're going really to be sung to, like, obviously, you know as well, your voice is very healing, and singing and using your voice, and it's all about vibration and different different tones that you use. The lower tones would be better for bone, with bones, and the higher frequencies for kind of mental,
I didn't even know that, yeah.
Can you bring in like musicians? I know that because you play many instruments, not just guitar. Tell us all the instruments. Go on.
Well, the guitar is the main instrument by far, but I do a bit of keyboards, a bit of bouzouki, a bit of bass guitar. I've dabbled in the drums, and things like mandolins as well will come into it. Anything with a string, apart from bowing instruments. So it's a good few.
What is a bouzouki anyway?
It's originally from Greece. And it was made popular in Irish music in the 1970s through Planxty. And the main people associated would be people like Donal Lunny and Alec Finn. And they adapted the instrument to make it more like a flat back. And the original Greek instrument's got a bowl back. So the modern Irish bouzouki is almost completely different from the original, but the sound is now stitched into Irish music, and a lot of Irish music acts kind of use bouzoukis as their accompaniment.
Would the tuning have been the same when the Greek tuning? Would that be the same?
No, they've adapted the tuning. Yeah,
Okay, so
there's a standard tuning for Irish bouzoukis that's a little bit different, but related. All those instruments are related. Back in, they all originate from a common source. But it's an interesting instrument to learn.
I often, the same show that Caoimhe sometimes does in the Arlington, and I do tell people about the bouzouki, but I never actually asked. I just thought there about the tuning of it, being the same, so it is slightly different.
Very similar to a fiddle. Very similar. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
What's your favourite genre? I know you do a lot of genres there, but do you have a favourite?
My own favourite type of music, I think, I love Steely Dan. I've loved Steely Dan since I was a teenager. I turned on to them in the 70s before they became that popular, and I was only in my teens, and really I share a love of them with some close friends, and I know you would know the tribute band Aja.
Yes. Are you working with Aja? Are you?
Pardon?
Are you working with them?
No, I'm not. No,
right.
I wouldn't be good enough, Angel, to be honest with you. They're crack musicians, and they do this tribute act superbly.
That's Johnny Graham.
Yeah, Johnny Graham is the lead singer there. And I have to say, that type of music I love. But I love any sort of quality music, whether it be, old standards or folk or blues, whatever it might be. It's just, to me, there's only two types of music, like good and bad. And it's such a pleasure to work with Caoimhe, because we share that love of quality music, and we try and do it in a very restricted setting with acoustic guitar and voice. And
what would be your main genre between the two of you then?
Well, you could answer that. I don't know.
Well, I keep throwing songs at him. He has a long list. But I like the folk stuff, because that's what I do mainly. I'm in a few different groups, but mainly I do folk stuff. But I love like Motown and kind of like 80s, kind of rock music and pop, So I'm trying to kind of gauge audiences. We kind of gauge, we'd air out a song and see how it goes, and it might go on the back burner, or it might make the list. But what we do is great. Like, we wouldn't, just busk anything live. But
it's interesting, because I only know you as a folk singer, and this is even yesterday I was just reading about you and that as well, because I wouldn't have known. I know you from years, even though we hadn't met, and even listened to you singing and all that. And then I discovered, like, not only did you go to the trad school in Ballyfermot, you went to the rock school as well.
I went to the rock school first, yeah. So and I have still great friends that I made there. It was all great, like the rock school, the whole of Ballyfermot. That college is brilliant. And I made friends for life, and it was all very practical, going to gigs and rehearsing, and it was my kind of thing. And especially in the traditional course, that was like mainly about session etiquette and working with other people. And while I was in college, and straight after school, I started gigging in the pub circuit. And while I was in college, I was gigging. So I must be doing it well over 20 years. Well over 20 years, God, 25 years. So I got around, you know, and I'm kind of used to what works with audiences and the type of songs like we play down in Rings End, and they really love their music. Like, you know, they really love the songs that we play, and they'd be suggesting things to us, and we go off and learn it. You know, it's So I forget the question you asked me.
It was just about genres.
I just thought it was genres. I thought it was an actual question.
I grew up listening to the radio. Like, it was always the
You
radio.
put me on the spot there. I was like, that's what question did they ask? That's a first. That's going on in history now, like, you know.
I just grew up listening to the radio. I was just always listening to music and listening. I used to zone in to arrangements and zone in to what the bass player was doing or the drummer was doing. And I'm a singer, and I don't play an instrument. I play the bowron. So all I really know is
an
song.
instrument. No, come on.
Oh yeah. I bang on the bowron.
You teach it as well.
I teach it as well.
Yeah.
So all I know is song. You know.
Is it usual to have, say, trad music or pop music on the one night?
Yeah.
Or do you?
Yeah, it's quite. It's
It
very
is.
common.
You just kind of sing what people want, kind of.
Because it could be unusual for a pop singer to play trad on the night.
Now, there are some gigs where specifically they want folk music and trad and all the ballads and everything. So we've kind of incorporated the likes of Mary Coughlan and kind of the things like that that we can, it kind of crosses over.
Yeah.
You know, we can kind
Stuff
of
you think you can get away with, like, you know, or
Yeah.
sometimes you can kind of get away with stuff that's kind of different genre,
Yeah.
but when you
You
add
kind of
a
meld
bower
it in,
onto
a
it,
little
that's
bit of Bob
suddenly, like, you know.
Dylan, and you kind of,
I think a lot of Irish artists, female singers, can get away with it, because if you think of people like Mary Black, who originated in very firmly in traditional folk music, diversified into light jazz and contemporary and pop and stuff like that, and made a very successful career of it. And I think Mary Coughlan similarly has come from more of a jazz background into more mainstream, and again making a good success. But it seems to be an Irish thing.
Yeah,
get away with it.
Get away with it, we're Irish, exactly.
Yeah,
And we just
it's
do it,
just,
you know?
we love music.
Yeah.
And music is music. And
Yeah.
we don't
couldn't
take
agree more.
ourselves too seriously, and I think
Yeah.
that's our kind of thing. Like, we just do it and see how it goes.
If it
And
works, it
yeah,
works. Do it again, like, you know. Yeah, it's the
And
same.
sometimes you come across there's accidents that sound great. You know, like yeah.
I'd like to ask you, Mark, if you don't mind, about your mom. She was classically trained pianist, is that right?
My mum was, she
And violin, and
violin,
she sang. Did
yeah.
that influence you with all the instruments that you're playing? Or?
well, yeah, I mean.
Mark, can I just get you?
Oh, sorry, yeah,
sorry,
forgot about the mic. Yeah, basically, yeah, she did encourage us all to do music, but as a busy housewife in those days, you know, she didn't play much in the house, but she had a beautiful singing voice and loved opera and classical music mainly. When the Beatles came along, she loved the Beatles. So she kind of, when we started playing guitars in the house, she encouraged it. Unfortunately, she passed away then when I was very young, in my late teens, and that kind of went out of my life a bit. But I think my love of music definitely comes from her. And my dad as well, he loved big band jazz and swing and a bit of traditional music as well. So he didn't play as such, but you know, the strong support from my parents when I was young, which always helps.
Yeah, because there's always kind of sometimes that history with family, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it's kind of in your blood, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, but traditional music definitely wasn't, and I kind of fell into some of those genres by accident, because if you're kind of like a jobbing guitar player, people ask you to do certain styles and you just try and do the best you can. So it's been a great journey. I love all sorts of music, and I like to try and do the best I can with any of them.
He's a great duo together. Like, it's sounding fantastic there, like, you know.
And you also released a CD.
I did, yeah,
What
a
was
few
it?
years
A
ago.
solo CD called Collaborations, focusing on Irish traditional music.
Yeah.
Was that the two of you, or yourself?
Just
Actually,
Mark.
Kiva narrowly missed out on singing on the album.
Okay.
But how that came about, I wanted to explore accompaniment of Irish tunes, mainly with a group of quality musicians. So I had about 15 or 16 different musicians, including my wife and son. And every track is a different player. And we just recorded it mostly at home. and they were very good to collaborate with me literally and say, you know, do a bit of backing to that and we'll see if we like it, and we'll hone it to be, you know, something that they liked. And it was a great experience to put out the album, and then it was very well received in the music press and things like that, and I got a lot of you know, benefit from just being able to advertise the different ways you can accompany Irish music on things like keyboards and bazookas and mandolins and guitars. So it was a great experience to do all that, you know.
Have you recorded anything together yet?
Not yet.
Not
no.
yet.
Not yet, no.
What date is it going to be complete? That's what I always say to everyone.
I
If you
love
don't
you.
put a
Yeah,
date
you
on
always
it,
say
it's
that.
You
not
don't
done,
know,
like,
you
you know.
you have to have a target, yeah.
What made you get into the music business? Was your family involved?
Oh, Janie Mac. I've always sung. My earliest memory is singing on the front of the bus.
Front, not the back
on
of the bus,
front
being a
of the
troublemaker, no?
Me and my sister used to go straight up to the front of the bus, like most kids do, and we'd be singing. And I remember getting the clap and everything on the bus. And I must have been about, I'd say, 2 or 3. So I was always singing, but it was always something I wanted to do after I wanted to be a nun. That
I can see it now.
didn't happen. Well, a singing nun.
Sister
But
Act.
that didn't last.
Sister Act.
I think there was a teacher I liked, you know, in school, and she was a nun, and I always wanted to be a nun. But so I always wanted to be a singer. But my uncle Cahill, he did gigs, and my cousin used to go and sing with him, my cousin Anya, and they'd be going around doing gigs. So I suppose that'd be the kind of first kind of little spark of wanting to do gigs. And then, you know, people always asking me to sing, and, you know, in school and doing plays and things, and I just felt comfortable there. That's all. So I think my first proper gig, I might have been maybe 20, my first like pub gig.
Where was it?
It was in Bray, in the hotel in Bray. I forget the name of the hotel, but it was Valentine's Day. It was 14th of February. Was my first gig. The hotel, when you're coming into
I know
Bray.
the one I'm trying to think.
What it's
Yeah,
called.
I forget as well, yeah.
But that was one of my first gigs, and it was all covers. It was all backing tracks and things like that. But and then kind of over the years, you just learn. You work your way. You learn about different people and who not to work with, and different types of people, and you kind of who you gel with,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely,
how
yeah.
to say no to things, and how to ask for money. Like you have to go up and get paid,
The important
you know.
part, like,
Oh,
you
I have
know.
to go up and ask for money now. Will you? You ask, no, you ask.
I
Like you feel like you're
I got
doing
a free
something
point.
wrong.
I can't ask for money.
Yeah.
so funny.
And then how to say, no, I'm not doing it for free drink.
Yeah,
I want to actually get paid. So that's all a learning process.
Yeah.
But you have to, you just work your way up. You work from the bottom up, and I love playing in pubs and communities, and I think that's just what I'll always be doing. I just love seeing all the locals and
Yeah, keep
people
it down,
happy to
keep it
see
down
you.
to earth as well. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
and just I love doing all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah.
Come here, I'm just getting the nod there to come to an end of the
Yeah.
interview, unfortunately. Okay, but I think we could talk for quite a while. We could go on forever. Like, you know, it's a pleasure meeting the both of you. Have you
Absolute
got
pleasure.
like somewhere to find us online or anything, or like social media? I think we were saying something about that earlier. Have you got a social media page together as a duo or anything, or just?
We haven't
let
actually
people
done
know?
it yet, and
Not
it's
yet.
been. I think what happened really was that the pandemic hit just after we'd made a promo video, literally, I think a couple of weeks afterwards, and that kind of took the wind out of our sails. So it is something we're hoping to, you know, get more organised with, and I think this would be a great spur for us to do it.
You are.
So
Yeah,
that-
upload
Even
videos
just
from the
for,
songs
the
you did already,
purposes
yeah.
of being contacted.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for somebody, for
Yeah,
a
but
place of contact.
it's been very
you know.
organic and very informal so far. But the great bonus of that is that people come to us looking for us, and we don't actually have to promote ourselves in that way. So that I think that's a great start. And maybe if we can build on what we already have, it's something that we both genuinely enjoy doing, which is the main
Brilliant.
thing. And we have our own different musical things going on as well. So we'd probably like to keep it you know, that we definitely enjoy
That's okay,
working
yeah,
together,
that's
and that's
okay.
the main thing.
Well, look, thanks
it,
very much
yeah.
for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show.
Enjoyed.
Delighted to have you here. Yeah.
Thanks very much.
And stay with us there, and we'll have another yappages after, right?
Ah,
Say
yeah.
thanks very much.
Thank you.
Folks, there you have it. Delighted to have Caoimhe Hogarty and Mark Lysaght on the show. And yeah, this was
Fantastic, yeah.
Good yapping. I'd
Yeah.
say we could have kept that going for ages, I'd say. I want to get to know more about them. And folks, tune in next week. Same time, same place. We'll be here again. Good night to you.
Thank you so much. Good night.